Matt, that looks ferocious out there. The last time you played Rafa was 2011, so a long, long time ago. If you can remember, what was the difference between Rafa of then and today?
Yeah, we did play. We played at Queen's, I think, round of 16 some years back, like you mentioned. But we did play 6 months ago, just an exhibition match before Wimbledon. Okay. But it was on grass, so yeah, hard to say. Yeah, you said ferocious. It was. I had to be, and he was definitely. And the first set was neck and neck until that 3-all. I had a few break points, had a volley for a break. Would have been nice to get up a break, 4-3 serving with new balls, and give myself a chance to get the first set, or at least get to a break, or give myself a chance, because a guy as good as him, if you let him get up a break or a set and a break, he's ferocious, like you said. It's he's a beast. I was striking the ball clean, well, on his feet a lot of the times, and he's just ripping winners like left, right, and centre. I had him wide this side. I hit big open court, had him way out the court that side, and he would hit a winner nearly every time. It was pretty predictable, but it was quite something. But yeah, the key was in the first set, I think, because those great champions like him and Roger, they're amazing front runners. So you have to start well, stay with them, or get up on them to make them hesitant, or keep them under pressure. Once they're up, it was difficult to stop him once he was up. Yeah.
Does it surprise you when Rafa came on court? Obviously he had a huge cheer from the crowd, but it wasn't until about the 7th game that they really got behind you in that game that was pivotal to the first set. Are you aware of the crowd sort of swings in mood when they start?
Yeah, crowd's always playing a part. To be honest, do you mean the walkout cheers?
Yeah, the walkout cheers.
To be honest, I felt really well received. I thought I had a great big cheer, and I didn't really notice any difference, to be honest. I never thought, oh, there's a big cheer for Rafa, or there's a bigger cheer for him or me. No, I didn't feel that at all. I thought the crowd was actually really good. For a Rod Laver Arena crowd, sometimes they're a little quiet or reserved in Rod Laver. Actually, in other years I've played, and tonight everyone was into it. I think it was actually a really great atmosphere. It sucks to be on the losing end of it. It was tough, but the crowd was great, actually, for me, for him. I think it was pretty fair for both, but obviously they were rallying for me and trying to pull me on, and I tried to fight and struck the ball as well as I could, and it was tough conditions. It was at night. It was slow. The balls are massive, like a hacky sack. Court's super slow out there. So it was difficult, especially once he was up.
Alex has him now after you. What would your advice to him be?
Yeah, I just saw him in the massage room. We were just doing physio. Yeah, I told him really well done. I'm proud of his effort, getting there in 5, and even backing up from Sydney last week. It's a hell of an effort what he's doing backing up these days. So he said, yeah, he's slow out there. I said, yes, it's very slow. It's Rod Laver Arena plays much slower than the other courts, which is interesting to me. I'm not really sure why we have different court speeds in different courts in the same tournament. It's that one I don't quite understand that, but it seems to happen a bit. The arenas play slower, newer. They're resurfaced at different times or something, which is strange. I'm not really sure how that all works, but yeah, it made it very tough to get hold of Rafa, or impose myself enough on him, build enough pressure, serve well enough, get the ball through. It was tough, yeah.
We've had, as you know, the Bernie Tomic and Nick Kyrgios at Leighton's Davis Cup captaincy this week. Historically, Australian tennis has really built its whole identity, to a degree, is built around the Davis Cup. What do you think it means to the current players to actually represent their country in Australia?
Well, for me, I can only really speak for me. I love playing Davis Cup. When I was coming up, it was my goal as big as any to play Davis Cup, win Davis Cup matches for Australia. For me, like, one of my goals was to become a really high ranked player, so that Australia could call on me for Davis Cup if they needed, in singles or doubles. So it was a huge honour for me to get my gold jacket and play as it is for most or all of the guys, even at the start. Now I know there's some issues. I'm pretty aware of obviously every single thing that's happening with every single guy and Leighton and everyone out there. But I can't really speak for everyone else other than myself. I've always put my hand up, said I'd love to play Davis Cup. I've got a really good record in Davis Cup. I'll always be there, with bells and whistles, playing for my country if I can. So yeah, nothing will change for me.
Are you keen to play in Adelaide if you can?
Absolutely. I've always, I've always said I'll be there. Even in the Austrian tie last year, there was some things happen and didn't really get picked. Actually, that was sort of what had happened. Leighton didn't want to, tell anyone spots or who was going to be in the team or whatever. So I said, okay, well, it's not me this time. So that's fine. But yeah, if I'm picked. But one of the things that does make it difficult is they always leave it till the last day, just about, like the day before we're going to fly to the tie to tell everyone who's going, which is something I don't really agree with. It makes it very, very hard for us to all schedule, like to plan, to commitments to tournaments, to our families, our wives, our coaches, our trainers, our fitness schedules, our travel schedules, all our teams. So that's one thing I'm not quite sure how or why it works that way. Nearly all the other countries that I've spoken to, they all, they know at least a month ago who's going to be playing Davis Cup for them, more or less. I get it, there's things like form and that, but as far as I've heard, I haven't been contacted about Davis Cup in about 4 months, so I haven't had a word spoken to me about anything about Davis Cup. Am I available? Would I put my hand up? Absolutely. But I haven't heard a word about it, actually.
So clearly, that communication is something that in general, that you'd like to see massively improved.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Last one. Thanks.
Good. Thanks.